Pike's pushed more and far enough ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly, Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, they're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly, Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome along to the Triple Bypass Round 12 Drivers Appreciation 180, sponsored by Sid Kershishian here this evening, and we are at Five Flags Speedway. Now, it's completely new for me. I've never been to Five Flags before in my life. Chris hasn't been here either, who's joining me in the booth. Of course, I'm James Parfitt alongside Chris Hannigan, and it is literally a brand new circuit for me. It's going to be one that I'm going to find very, very interesting, I think, here as well. So stay tuned for this one. They've got 180 laps of this 0.78 kilometer circuit here as well. So 0.5 miles, and it's in Pensacola in Florida. The banking itself is 15 degrees, so they've got banking here as well. We were just working out earlier on whether or not they're going to take low lines, high lines, and as you can see, there's a mixture of lines there to take as well. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get yourselves involved, you can. 4 nights of racing on a Sunday for the Gen 4s, Tuesday for the late models, Wednesday for the road racing, and Thursdays for the next gen. All series 12 race series championship trophies. Session opens at 8:30 ET, qualifying at 9 PM. Guaranteed heartbreaking racing. Head over to triplebypass.com. You can get yourselves involved in that one. And as mentioned, tonight is sponsored by Sid Kershishian, who has come forward and sponsored this week's race. What we will do, guys, is go straight away into the recap of last week's race at Daytona. Enjoy, and we'll be back very, very shortly.
In a riveting showdown at the iconic Daytona International Speedway, the Triple Bypass Gen 4 Series roared into race 11 with 22 cars on the grid. With 70 laps of intense competition, this race delivered not only 5 different leaders, but also featured 11 lead changes. The action-packed event had 4 caution periods totaling 12 laps, adding a strategic dimension to the race. It was Clay Cantrell, driver of the 8 car, who took the pole in qualifying. The drivers committed early to side-by-side pack racing, and they ran nose to tail for 40 laps before the first green flag pit stops got underway. After the first group of cars had pitted, the first yellow flag flew, which put them at the front on the restart and trapping a few others a lap down. On lap 53, disaster struck when the 45 car of Al Corey was hit from behind by the 24 car. This triggered one of the biggest wrecks of the night, with almost every car caught up and damaged. With the running order mixed up by the carnage, the field restarted with Cantrell, Jay Barton, and Campbell in the top 3. Lap 57 saw another incident involving several cars when number 2 Derek Catt got into the back of the 42 car Jason Benson. This damaged several more cars and ended the chances of a victory for many. With the white flag in view, a lap 69 wreck near the front set up a final restart with number 117, John Campbell, leading the field to the green flag. On the final lap, several cars made contact, causing most of the mid-pack to crash. That left Campbell and championship points leader Sexy Waltrip in a side-by-side battle to the checkered flag. It was Campbell who took the victory by 0.03 seconds, but the number 27 car wrapped up his first Triple Bypass Gen 4 championship with the second place finish. Number 13, Dustin Barton, took the final podium position in third. As we conclude this recap of the Triple Bypass Gen 4 series at Daytona International Speedway, we look forward to next week and the final race of the season. We hope you enjoyed this recap, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, guys, that was last week at Daytona, and it was John Campbell who took the victory. Carl Grazik was second, and Dustin Barton was third. But now we can bring you up the current state in the championship here with the scores on the doors. Carl Gretsch out in front with 452 points. He will wrap up the championship here as well. Dustin Barton in second, Jason Benson third, Al Corey fourth, Sid Kashishian is in joint fourth with Al Corey, actually, as they are now fighting out for that second place. Matt Perezzini in sixth, John Campbell seventh, Mark Herzog eighth, Justin Bentley in ninth, and John Crutchley down in 10th place. Right, you have listened to me waffle on more than enough that I can now bring Chris into the booth. Chris, welcome in, sir. How are you?
Good evening, guys. Good evening, James. Yeah, I'm good. Just, check it out. Looking forward to Five Flag Speedway down in Pensacola here. Like I said, it's a new track for me as well. I never got to run here back in the day, and it looks like, honestly, it looks like a lot of fun, especially in these cars. It's wide, it's sweeping, the corners are long. Good old-fashioned short track racing. You know, we call these the half-mile bull rings, and I was watching the drivers in practice here, watching the lines. Like you said earlier, we're trying to figure out low line versus high line. A few of the drivers are going up above that kind of dash white line up there. I don't really see any rubber built up there yet, so I think the low line's the place to be. It looks like consistent banking all the way down, but I really like the look of this track. It looks like a oval version of Richmond, like the old school Richmond from 30, 40 something years ago, before they made it like the tri-oval shaped Richmond track. But yeah, you see the cars going around. This setup looks really loose at the beginning of the run, and especially the harder you're going to push the car. So would anticipate as the run goes on, the car will tighten up. But loose cars are fun cars to drive, but they're also a handful. So I imagine we might see some yellow flags tonight. But short track racing is always exciting. This looks like a great venue for it, and I can't wait to watch this race.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting one here as well. A bit of a short field with 12 cars on track. I've focused on Jason Benson a minute. I do want to give Jason a shout out. Jason literally helped me out with a massive issue on my PC and iRacing this evening. So massive shout out to Jason, who took time out to basically sort my PC out. He went in and did all fancy things, and then it was like, it was working. I was like, thank you very much. So massive shout out to Jason Benson there for helping it out. Otherwise, this broadcast would not have been happening. I can tell you that much with the state that the PC was in. We've got a minute left of practice. As I say, guys, we are going 180 laps. Okay, they're going to have one fast repair, 4 sets of tyres, 12 cars on track. Al Corey's messaged me already. And he's turned around and said, quite a short field tonight. We shouldn't have as many cautions. Now, I'm not being rude. Right at that moment in time seemed to be a great thing in there. There's been a lot of that in practice, hasn't there? There's been a lot of spins and, you know, we see tracks that have high banking and then they come down onto low back stretches, and that bump as they come down spins a car out, right? It doesn't look like as much that we've got it here at Five Flags, but it seems to be a problem. Now, are we looking at, generally, as you said earlier on, a loose car at the beginning is going to cause these drivers to go round, and you can see it there with Ewan O'Leary. He has literally just put that car into the wall right at the correct point because his back end was sliding, Chris, couldn't get the grip on it, ended up going round. Now, are we saying come out of the pits, be very, very careful, otherwise you are going to be joining, your front end will be joined by its back end?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're looking at it from a lot of different ways. I mean, this is practice. Everybody's just trying to throw the car as hard as they can right now to get ready for qualifying, right? I think when the race comes out, you're going to see the folks, oh, look at the track go dark. That is cool. But yeah, you're going to see folks in the race really, really take it easy. They're not going to be throwing the car as hard as they are now. But yeah, typically on with long corners like this, it even looked like the backstretch had a little bit of a curve to it. Maybe we get an onboard shot, get a better look at that there, James. But apologies, it's just a new track. Yeah, it's got a little bit, it's not completely straight all the way around. Look at it, dive in, long corner, get back on the throttle, run it out to the wall. You see, so the banking picks up early in the corner, it holds to the middle. Look at the bumps on the track. That's not going to help the balance of the car either. There he goes. Dustin Barton, that car got really light coming out of turn 4 right there. But yeah, I mean, you got to balance the car all the way around. It's a good example of a track with 3 different phases. Entry, middle, and exit. It's even, you can probably break it into 5 phases, which is turn in, entry, middle, throttle on, and exit kind of phase. But each one's got its own thing, and it looks like the car is really snapping at the beginning and the exit of the corner, depending on how much throttle you put in it. You can look how light the car gets coming out of 4. It looks like the rear tires maybe get a little warm by about that time on the lap. What a save there from Crutchley, by the way. That was a nice catch. Didn't help his time too much, unfortunately, but this looks like it'll be a fun race. I think the bumps are probably going to be the biggest challenge here. The bumps are just not going to let the suspension really get planted on the ground, which makes the car get a little bit unsettled, and then you're just chasing up the racetrack,
Yeah, definitely. I think that's going to be the thing. You can even see it there with Sid Kashishin. He's gone round. I don't think we've been on one driver that's managed to get all the way round without having an issue. Matt Perezzini has currently got no time on the board. We're looking at around about 17.14, and as I say that, Perezzini goes round.
Yeah,
what about
somebody spilled something on turn 3 down there, James? The track must be wet. Look at this. These guys, another one right there.
Come on.
Man, everybody. This is like sprint cars. Another one right there.
What is going on?
I think the track's wet. We got to get the rain tires out, James. But that just means we'll throw a red flag these days. We're not going to do that. So let's see how they adjust in the race. I mean, you're going to have to tiptoe the car through, especially turn 4. I don't know if that's because the tires are getting too warm. Yeah, he goes in on entry there. So I mean, obviously these cars are probably a little OP for this track, to be completely fair. I mean, a little overpowered. They're full blown cup cars. This is a smaller track, but to be fair, NASCAR races at Martinsville, races at Richmond. It reminds me a lot of Richmond, but it's just very, very bumpy. And let's see if we can stay with Matt here. I want to see. So he's got fresh tires on that car, nice and planted on the first lap. He's going to go in turn 1. Car should be nice and planted. The tires are probably at a good temperature here. They're going to get warmed up coming off the corner. The rear's probably getting a little bit warmer than the fronts. He's going to turn into 3. Going to maybe start to get the rotation right in the middle. Get on the power right there. That was beautiful. That's the next lap.
It was a bit late getting on the power. When you said he was like right there, he didn't actually go until about 10 feet after. If you have a look. He
might be tiptoeing here a little bit. Yeah, it's that second lap. That second lap, the car just jumped. And it jumped fast. That was like a dirt car going in the corner, just kicking out like that. But these, obviously aren't going to be able to catch. So, yeah, let's see what happens in the race here. Maybe every time they pit and get tires too, it's going to be the same story. So here we go, man. Let's see.
I'm
nice
very
lap from Corey,
interested.
by the way.
Yeah, I'll call out in front 17.15. I'm going to be very interested to see how this works, partly because of that situation. Lap 2, you would have thought you'd be getting a little bit more grip, not turning around becoming Bambi in ice. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, isn't it? They are literally like a car on an ice rink on lap 2, and I think they're going to need to really gauge how much they're going to be able to do. Sit back and think, right, well, I seriously can't push this. But the question is everybody, if in practice that we've seen has had an incident, if they're going to try and do that in practice, have they ever got a long run in, Chris, that's allowed them to test how the tyres get over sort of 5, 10, 15 laps?
I think you could back it down. The qualifying, you're trying to get on the throttle as quickly as possible. You're trying to, get as much speed through the corner. The race strategy, you could definitely back it up. You can kind of, you can roll in a little bit softer, squeeze the throttle a little bit smoother. And that's the adjustment you have to make here. I don't know if it's the tires getting too hot. I mean, if that's the case, then that's something they're going to have to deal with the whole time. Or if it's just they're pushing and overheating the tires because they're pushing too hard. Maybe they settle down to a race rhythm and, the tires don't overheat as quickly. So we're going to find out here in about 5 minutes, probably quicker than that, once they grid up and get going, as they're starting to get on the grid right now. But what a great track to have a race like this. This is awesome.
Yeah, great season finale here for these Gen 4s. Al Corey out in front, Ben Harcombe second, Jason Benson third, John Campbell fourth, Kyle Gretsch in fifth, Matt Harmon sixth, Ewan O'Leary seventh, John Crutchley in eighth, Mark Herzog ninth, Dustin Barton 10th, Sid Kashishi in 11th, and Will Jester down in 12th. As you say, we have got 180 laps. So there you go, and unfortunately we've lost Ewan O'Leary. He has had a power cut. So he's gone straight out. He qualified in 7th, but unfortunately he's exited straight out there as well. Don't forget, Ewan O'Leary's in the UK, so if the stream goes dark, I've got the same problem. Let's hope it's not countrywide, should we say?
No, you got any big storms going over there tonight, James?
No, it's not been too bad, mate. To be honest, if I'm honest with you, dude, we've had a storm for about the last 3 weeks. It's just been, if they come out next summer and say we're a hosepipe ban, I'm going to call them a liar, because we've literally had rain every day, mate. Every single day there has been rain, and there's not been one day. And even today, started off nice. What happened? Straight down on our heads. So unfortunately, over in the UK, it's been rain. But the pace car's not in at the moment. It's going to go one more lap here.
Next time by.
Yeah.
Looks like Pensacola dodged the bullet. It was a hurricane came through yesterday, went over my way and through just to the east of Pensacola here, and actually east of Tallahassee. So hopefully all the racers here had didn't get any damage or anything just because of that. But looks like everyone's here and ready to go as we get ready to take the green flag and start this 5 flags finale here, James.
180 laps of the driver appreciation. 180. The pace car's gonna go in. It literally nearly hit the wall the way through, but here they come. They're gonna be rushing through, and once more we are up and running, and we are green. Al Corey, Ben Harcombe out in front with Jason Benson. Kyle Gretsch has tried to make his move in that 27 car alongside John Campbell, last week's winner at Daytona. Very popular winner as well. He was the Australian, and we got to have a pleasure to talk to him. But at the moment, we are coming on to that slippy lap. We're coming on to that second lap here, Chris. And so far, so good.
So far, so good. Nice double file racing here with a lot of the pack. Everybody's giving each other a lot of room, nice and clean. I think this next lap, we're going to start to see the twitching if they're going to happen. So if we counted the pace lap in that practice session and qualifying, this will be lap 3 when the tires are on. So let's see how these guys do it. We're taking a good look here at number 13. That's going to be Dustin Barton running that Chevrolet around the track. And you see, it looks like everybody's pretty clean up ahead. Looks like might have been
Campbell.
Campbell got washed up there. Maybe he's running that high lane, trying to catch the car a little bit. Missed it there, but Everybody's being nice and smooth. You see, you got to back up. Just don't push it as hard. Get into a rhythm. Let the tires come and balance themselves out, which is a big part of it. And it's like Al Corey's holding on to that lead from pole right now. It's great.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's just cruising as the 45 at the moment. He's got Ben Harcum tucked up right behind him here as well. What do we think? You know, we talk about things. Okay. I was going to say we talk about track conditions and tyre wear, but we'll get on that one in a minute and have a look and see what's happened to Sid Kashishian here. Unfortunately, second lap in.
He's going to dive into turn 3 here. He's like he's running all by himself. Don't see anybody around him, and the car just goes. Yeah, it's wasn't able to catch it. Oh, and he got hit by somebody there. I don't think he hit the wall. It looked like he got hit by another car the way that thing
Who's he
spun
got
around like a top. So let's see who he collected here. So Sid's going to dive in the Newport Chevy there. He's right in the middle of the corner, just comes around. A couple cars do a good job getting around. And that was Campbell that collected the rear end. Man, that's unfortunate. Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage on Sid's car. I don't know about John Campbell. Let's see if I don't really know if anybody's going to dive into the pits here. It's kind of early.
Campbell's underneath already. He's dropped down in what looked like he was running that apron line ready to go into the pits there. We are on caution 1 of lap 5. A little bit earlier than what we was hoping, but to be honest, that puts them on pace with where we were talking about where your tyres are at. Because obviously we said, you know, lap 2, lap 3, 4, and then boom, 5, it happens. And I always thought that obviously, you know, with the pace cars, they might be able to warm the tyres up. They might be able to get them a little bit more up to temperature. It just doesn't look like that's an option here at Five Flags. It looks like you've got to, you know, tiptoe round, haven't you?
Yeah, I think you're at the. I mean, until the tires wear to a point where they're not, you know, I don't know. Maybe when the right front wears down enough where it's not generating the oversteer in the middle of the corner. You know, until it balances itself out naturally. But I don't know if I think they may be actually overheating the tires because I think when those tires get too warm, they get slippery too. So there's a window there you want to be in. But let's see if they can get in the window and find it and be comfortable with it here in the second restart.
Yeah, well, I was just reading up on Five Flags here, and it is a paved oval. So there we go. Once more, end of caution 1. We're up and running on lap 10. Al Corey out in front, taking that lead. Ben Harcum, the only people that went into the pits there are John Campbell, Will Jester, and John Crutchley. So Crutchley all the way down in that 48 in 12th place at the moment, and dead last. Of course, we've lost Ewan O'Leary due to the wonderful world of the power cut in the UK, unfortunately, and Ewan O'Leary is no longer. Let's hope it's just regional.
Look at Harcum holding on the outside line there. I think that's really. He gave Corey a run. He gets a big run through the middle of the corner. Let's see if he can generate it to a big run off the corner, which he should. There it is. He's going to slingshot around Benson in the 42. Looks like Harcum may be able to get that outside lane running here. It's a little bit of a risky play, but let's see how confident he is. Yeah, pretty smooth on the wheel there. You just got to be careful. You don't want to overcommit the car, push it too hard, especially on the throttle. That's where we're seeing a lot of the trouble here. The car just has so much horsepower. Maybe start spinning the tires on you a little bit. But Harcum doing a great job here on the outside. It's showing us there are two lanes you can run here at Five Flags, and another yellow.
Carl Gretsch this time, unfortunately.
Championship leader. Let's see what happens to Kyle.
Oh, the 13.
Oh, maybe he was checking up a little bit to catch the car, and Dustin didn't get the message, unfortunately, and gave him a bumper. But
unfortunately for Kyle,
a little bit of damage for Kyle. Yeah, he'll get that repaired. Still a long race, plenty of time. I think they got some fast repairs here, right? Get that car all fixed up, get him back out.
They've only got one now. The people we've seen spinning aren't the people at the front, right? The likes of Corey, Benson, Harcum. It's in that mid-pack. The problem is when you spin at the mid-pack, the car that's coming through, or the cars, multiple, have got nowhere to go. So you don't want to be wasting, as such, your fast repair early, because if it happens later on, you could be sat there for 8-9 minutes, and with a 17-second lap here, Chris, you're going to be laps down before you've even come out.
Oh, for sure. And actually, I saw John and Sid went into the pits again. So I don't think they've used the fast repair. They might be probably using the incremental repair to kind of do a little bit of repair each time they come in. Smart play, just like you said, save the fast repair for maybe later in the race and just keep kind of patching your car up along the way. I didn't see Kyle Gretsch is in the pit. He just came in this last time around, so he's probably going to do the same thing here and slowly put that machine back together. I didn't see the sexy Waltrip livery on there today. I don't know if that's maybe because of the trading paints thing going on, or if it's just not there. But I did recognize the number. So, but yeah, Kyle Gretsch needs to. Looks like he's doing a little bit of repair work there, using as much time as he can before that pace car comes around. So if he pulls out of the pits right in front of the pace car, there he goes. So using up all the time he's given. That's the way to do it, and that's the mark of. Someone that knows what he's doing, for sure.
Absolutely. Always thinking. You know, we had it on the BSC on Tuesday where people were going in, getting a little bit of damage done, coming out before the pace car, going round again, diving back in, getting a little bit more done before the pace car come back out, as you know, come back round as well. So for these drivers, it's all about strategy. It isn't about the fact of just turning left, because if that was the situation, we'd all be doing it. But we are back up and running. Al Corey out in front, Ben Harkham there behind him again. Ben swapped to the inside line now. Benson and Perezzini and Herzog were having a nice little battle of who's going to take what, and the Herzog there, I would say he's trying to run the outside line, but he's more middle of the track at the moment.
Yeah, Herzog gets into the corner a lot deeper than everyone around him. I mean, it's been nervous, like right there, gets right on the bumper of Benson there, and he did that going in the first lap too. So he gets a little deeper run into the corner. And but look at you see everybody's you can tell they're tiptoeing, James. You can tell because they're the way that they're kind of yo-yoing bumper to bumper. The braking points are a little different. The throttle points are a little different. I mean, just by a couple meters, but that's big. You know, when you're going this fast, everybody's kind of just trying to take it easy, tiptoe their way around, and you know, get some laps on this race here. Nice battle here for what's this P2 or P2 for Benson and Harton. Yeah.
Okay, going back to where I was going before the caution come out before, what are we looking at on a paved oval for Deg here? Right, they've given them 4 sets of tyres. Are we going to naturally presume that that's going to be all 4 sets, do we think?
I think so. I think you have to. I mean, the corners are so long here, James. I mean, you're burning the tires most of the lap. I mean, it's not like you're driving on the straight. So your tires are scrubbing here all the way through the corner. And there's going to be speed, so we'll keep an eye on the speeds. I mean, obviously at the start of the race, the best laps were right around 17.0, 17.1. Everybody now is running about 17.2, 17.3, 4, 5. So already, you know, maybe because they're in traffic, maybe because they're tiptoeing. Look at the run. Look at the run from Herzog on the outside of our leader, Corey, through 3 and 4. He just dives it into the corner. I think that upper lane's got some speed here, James.
Yeah, I think he has, to be fair. He's been going in very, very deep and coming out the other side like an absolute slingshot. It takes him a couple of laps, mind you. It's not just a one-lap wonder where he dives it in and gets past the car. You can see he's just slowly edging past Corey a little bit at a time, a little bit. And every little bit will eventually put him in front of Al Corey. You know, you can see now he's moving up a little bit more. Corey's going to come back in. He was on the driver's door. You can see now he's past the driver's door, coming onto the front right of the bumper, I'm calling it, fender in America for you guys, and now he's edging past a little bit more and a little bit more. His nose is in front, so he's picking it off slowly, Chris. He's not rushing the deep moves that he has been doing, but it has been working out for him, and I think that's great for Herzog. If he's got confidence in that car to be putting it into the corners where everybody else is tiptoeing like Bambi, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out in the long run. Chipley throwing the car in the corner is going to burn some tires up, but he's definitely holding his own right now. And I think, I mean, side by side, the lanes look equal. Both these drivers looking so close to 2 there, James. But they're giving each other a lot of rooms. But running the outside lane is also good for keeping the inside lane somewhat handcuffed. I mean, you can't, like Joe can't, Al Corey can't run all the way up to the wall. So he's got to be able to lift a little bit or just get on the throttle a little bit later so it slows his line down when Mark's out there. But yeah, I mean, obviously the longer these two run side by side as well, the more the field's going to stack up behind them. And I saw in the wide shot a minute ago that, yeah, the field was running 2 by 2 behind them there as well. As Mark finally completes the move, takes the lead of this race, moves down to the bottom lane, And now everybody can run all the way from the bottom to the top, and that's where you want to be able to do it to stretch these tires out.
The interesting thing about watching that right front where he was on board with Corey there is you could physically hear the scrubbing of the tyre when he was going round, and they were scrubbing for the complete length of the corner. And I think that's the thing as well, is what we were talking about. Deck's going to be massive, and at the end of the day, I think they are going to have to use them for them all 4 sets. I'll be very surprised if they didn't. Dustin Barton's dropping back about 1.4 away at the moment. Harmon's trying to come underneath him, the Matt Harmon in that 81, trying to come underneath him. Kyle Gretsch obviously recovering back from the caution on lap 13 where him and Barton had a moment, so hopefully these guys aren't going to be attached to each other here, and we're going to have caution after caution. What are you doing, Chris, in the car? What are you doing now? Like, you know, are you going up to see if they work? Are you coming down to see if it works? What's your thought process?
Yeah, all of it. Yes, I mean, you're at this point, you know, you're trying to set into a rhythm. It looks like everybody's kind of getting strung out a little bit. The battles are slowing down because people are finding their kind of spot in line. You try to find your rhythm. You try to hit your marks. You try to hit your marks consistently, lap after lap. Some of these drivers may have a lap counter on, lap timer, spotter calling out the lap time so they can. Oh, as Gretsch gets the wall out of 4, running really high right there. He was trying the high line, trying to explore that. He hit that wall a ton. Looks like he's still got a little bit of pace. He was trying to diamond coming off some of the corners, but turn 4 just kind of washed up into the tires. So, yeah, I think right now your tires are going to start to. That balance is definitely changed by now. You know, that right front gets worn out. Maybe the right rear is starting to get worn out a little bit. You got to put a little more pressure on the left front. You see Matt Harmon here actually putting 2 left wheels down on the apron down there, trying to help the car rotate. Maybe the push is coming. Looks like, yeah, look how much wheel he's putting in it now. Yeah. So I think the cars have kind of gotten to an understeer tight condition. But by my math, you have 4 sets of tires, 180 laps. It means 45 laps is basically your pit window here for tires if you're going to come in and go. I don't think anybody's going to do it under green, but if a yellow comes out, you can bet at this point, I think everybody's going to dive in.
Oh, yeah, lap 38, I would be surprised. You know, I think that was the interesting thing. I paid attention to Harmon over the last couple of laps, and he was running really, really close to the walls and making sure that car was on that inside line. So it was good to have a look on board, and you see now he started drifting out a little bit towards that midline that everybody seems to be, oh, no!
Whoa. There he goes. Broadcaster's curse. He just got the wiggles coming out of 4. Wasn't able to save it. Got the inside wall. Got a couple corners bent up on that Motorcraft Chevy. Man.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I apologize, Matt. I was just talking about how well you were doing, and then this goes and happens, and you can see.
It looked like a little bit of snap oversteer right when he came off the corner right there. Yeah, so it's still, it's those different phases of the corner I was talking about, and that's the phase 5. So it's right at the very end of the corner. But essentially, yeah, I mean, but it still shows, even with the tire wear, as everybody's coming in, right? Your 24's coming in, leaders coming in. Everybody's trying to get fresh tires on these cars, but it shows even at the end of a tire run, there's still the potential for that snap oversteer. And I think that just may be the power of the car, James. With the horsepower these cars have, they're just going to lift up and go and make the rear end really light. And you just got to anticipate that as a driver and steer into it. So
yeah, I think that's the thing. I think he may have steered a little bit too much and ended up basically just putting it round there, didn't he, as well? You know, it's a tough one, right? Because there's plenty of different things that tell us how much these Gen 4 horsepowers have got. You know, if you read it online, they've got upwards of 700. If you read it within iRacing, you know, they've got a different amount, you know. So it's all very up in arms on what's going to be the actual amount of power that they have. But it's definitely a high amount, isn't it, for these Gen 4s?
It's a high amount when they're going this slow too. It's how much, it's the horsepower to the torque and to the power of the wheels. I mean, on the big 1.5 mile tracks and all that, yeah, it's there, but there's a lot of aero play in that as well, right? But here it's all mechanical grip coming out of these corners, and that horsepower has got to get to the road somehow. And unfortunately, sometimes you break traction in the process.
Well, it's 650 horsepower unrestricted here. So
What can go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong when you've got that under your right foot? You know what I mean? Well, I think we've seen it. We're 3 cautions deep on lap 39, and now we've got a few that haven't gone in as of yet. Al Corey is still not registering a pit stop. Dustin Barton is not registering one either, and neither is Mark Herzog. So.
They did. I thought I saw them come in. Maybe I saw the wrong car, but maybe the top 3 didn't pit.
No, well, I haven't gotten down as they've got a pit stop under their belt, mate. I'm not going to lie. So
I may have saw a wrong car then. So yeah, if that's the case, they're staying out, and that's
risky.
That's interesting. So now we're going to see. Yeah, I mean, we're going to learn a little bit here, right? Early in the race, they're all learning stuff. Put it in the notebook. Let's see how new tires fare. So we're going to watch Crutchley, the Nodge, and Perizuni, and Jason Benson. How are they going to fare speed-wise on the restart? Let's find out.
Well, hopefully they won't decide to go backwards here as well. The cars are going to come around the corner. We are going to be up and running again on lap 45. Herzog's got a jump at the front. You can see it now. He went straight back down. He was making sure Barton and Corey did not get anywhere near him. Corey, on the moment, is stranded on that outside line with the 24 and Perazini underneath him, unfortunately, as well. So, Barton's Joe. No, it is Benson.
Oh man,
big
French
one.
ran right in the driver door. Another car spun up ahead of that. All kinds of things going on there. So Kretsch arrives at the party here a little bit late.
I think it was a car up front.
Yeah, there's one there. There's another one up there ahead of that. And he just had nowhere to go. And he gets slapped on the right side. As Harmon. Oh, Harmon goes around as well.
Now, don't get me wrong, for the people that haven't pitted here, these front 3, if I was them, now would be the time.
Well, yeah, unfortunately now, though, everyone's going to go past you when you're pitting. So, but, yeah, it's restart. You know what? Yellows breed yellows, right? It's what we've said a bunch of times before. There's a lot of power in these cars, and we're going to have to see some adjustments start getting made because, obviously, the crashes have always been off of turn 4. That's where they every single time. So, a little less throttle. Got to balance that out. And it's not every driver, obviously, but it's 4th caution, 48 laps. So.
And Ewan O'Leary's back on as well, so his power must have come back on as well. He is a good old 23 laps down, but he's come back out and had a go.
TV time's TV time,
yeah,
right? There's
exactly.
nothing wrong with that.
Why not? Put it out there. If you're going to have some fun and drive it. Now, he did say to me earlier on, we were in a broadcast earlier, and he did literally say he didn't like the track. He was just like, nope, don't like it. I can't repeat exactly his words, but let's just say he's not a friend of this circuit of 5 Flags here as Mr. O'Leary. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on him and see how he gets on. Hopefully we'll, he'll get going here. If we get another caution, we'll have a quick chat with one of the drivers. We'll let them be just for a minute as we're on lap 49 of 180. 130 laps to go of... How can we explain this circuit, Chris, to people at home who've never watched this before? How can we turn around and say to them, this is what the circuit is?
If you've never watched short track oval NASCAR racing before, and you like road course racing, it's bumpy. I don't know. Turn 1 at Sebring over and over and over again. Actually, no, the last turn at Sebring over and over and over again with a little bit of banking. I mean, the whole time.
Yeah, I think that. You know what? I think that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It is literally sunset at Sebring linked together to make an egg, and then said, "Off you go, boys. Go and do 180 laps." I think that's literally
put you in a car. Yeah, put you in a car without any downforce and 800 something horsepower or whatever it was.
Yeah, 650 plus. Yeah. See how you get on. Well, I can tell you, we're 4 cautions deep and we've just hit lap 50. So that's how well it's going at the moment here as well. I did get a message, as I say, from Al Corey. Low field tonight, James. Not many cautions. Okay. Well, let's see how we get on. We're back up and running for the 5th time now as well. Herzog still out in front. Barton, Corey, Perezzini, Harkin, Kishishian, and Will Jester. The number 74 Oreos there as well. Oh, I could eat Oreos about now, I'm not going to lie. But he's up and running and sitting in 7th place. Up 5 places, mind you, for Will Jester. He's just kind of gone along and did his little bit of a business, isn't he? He's just moved him up, pick his places up as he goes.
He's keeping that car out of trouble, and that's the way to do it. I mean, Herzog got a great jump there on the restart too, by the way. And the cars with fresh tires, by the way, are not making the moves that you thought they would be able to make. So maybe staying out on these old tires. I mean, I don't know, the way I would think of it, maybe keeps the balance of the car a little bit better. Gives me a little more confidence, because Herzog's actually driving away. But look at the battle for P4 right now. Those 2 drivers are on fresh tires. That's going to be Ben Harcum and Dustin Barton. You see, it's like Harcum there is going to tuck in behind Perezzini.
Oh, no.
He's the first car on fresh tire. Oh, another yellow. Did we curse him? Don't tell me we did.
He's already loose. Look at that.
No, did he get the wall in the front straightaway? And he got tapped by Ewan. Showing up to the party, getting his TV time. Nicely done. But no, it's. I wonder. I think. I mean, it was hard for me to tell on the view, but I think he may have tapped the wall going into one, which would have gave him a little bit of a tank slapper rolling in. But you're gonna have to tell me here, James. I can't hear it. But did he get the wall?
He did.
And that's just, you see the car there, it's already gone. It's gone going into the corner, and he's just on for the ride there. Yeah, that's just, one of them things, man. That's that front straightaway. It's got that little bit of a curve to it, like we talked about. Yeah. Let's see if the leaders come in now. So
yeah, Al Corey is in. I'm gonna pull him down. I'm gonna give him a minute just so he realizes that he's gonna be
pit stop in.
Yeah, then, we'll have a chat with him. Where is he at the moment? He's stationary at the moment. No, he's slightly moving again. So let's just pull Al in and have a quick chat here alongside. Al, you're up in the booth. Can you hear me?
I can. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. How are you now? That's your first pit stop on lap 55. What do we reckon for you on tyres here, Al? Are you going to be able to get to the end?
Yeah, tires don't seem to be much of an issue tonight. It's all about fuel. So unless there's an incident, I'll be running this tank dry and these tires to the end.
Right, okay. And the racing itself, how you finding it? A tricky circuit, Five Flags.
Yeah, especially with this Gen 4 motor. It's got so much torque. It's scary. It's just scary.
Scary because you see a wall coming towards you all the way around the circuit, Al?
Yeah, like you go 5% too much on the throttle on exit and you loop it, and then get too hard on the brakes coming into the corner, and the setup's quite loose, so you spin. So it's really, really fine driving tonight.
Right, and what's the ambition?
I need to stay ahead of Sid, and I need to finish 4th or better. And if I do that, those 2 things, I will secure another 2nd place in the championship.
Well, there we go. Good luck, Al. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there you go. 4th or better and ahead of Sid. And he secures 2nd place in the championship, Chris.
Yeah, target in sights, man. Line them up. Take the shot. I like it. But you also heard there, he mentioned what it was. It's like we said earlier, it's the power. These cars have so much power. It just throws it out of the corner. So a lot of throttle control, and honestly, I love this kind of racing. This is not really you racing anybody else. This is you racing yourself. This is you racing the track, and that is a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. This circuit just looks so tough. They're going to come round again. Owen here as well on lap 60. We are 3/4 of the way through. Mark Herzog gets the jump at the beginning with Perezzini, Harcum, Benson, Corey, Kashishian and Crutchleaf. So we're going to need to then keep an eye on this Kashishian and Corey battle here, Chris, because at the end of the day, these guys are fighting out for 2nd place in the championship. And you see how Corey on fresh tyres there going straight away underneath Benson there as well.
Yep, trying to tiptoe that car around. This is about when that car starts getting super light, like we talked about, especially on fresh tires. So he's going to try to hold the inside lane. Got to be super careful on the throttle coming out of the corner. It looks beautiful right there. And yeah, Al Corey already working his way back up toward the front. And meanwhile, back up front, Matt Perezzini here is sandwiched in between. Looks like Harcum and Herzig P2, P3s. Looking on the inside of Herzig here for the lead. I think Matt may be getting a little hungry. He wants to make a move here, but Herzig's going to run that low lane all the way around, not give him a space to stick a nose in there. We've seen the high lane work, but you got to get up there. Oh, look at the wiggle back there from Harcum. Harcum had a big moment there in the middle of the corner, chases up the track, saved the car. That was one of the first times I've seen someone save anything all night. Nice job there from Ben, but he lost about a second to the leaders there in the process.
Do you know, the weirdest thing is Ben Harcum's only on 25 lap old tyres, right? We've heard from Corey who said tyre wear, not so much. He should be on this set and the fuel right to the end. Done. Job done for our Corey. And, you know, that's it. Finished. But Ben Harcum is looking a little bit more looser than Al, and yet he's on currently 16 lap older tyres. You know, for Ben Harcum, has he got to be sitting there thinking, well, hold on a minute, I'm only 15 laps in here. You know, it's going to be a struggle if he's going to be able to take this to the end.
Yeah, I think, you know, if Al says the tires aren't an issue, I believe tires aren't an issue. It's really about controlling the car. There's so much power on this track. The tires are just going to be like, you know, bicycle tires at this point. You just run what you got, and it is what it is. So, the looseness is about throttle control, right? It's about balancing the car through the corner. As Pierzuni's all over the back of hurts a big wiggle. What a save! That car was gone, and he gathered it up. And look, he only lost like 2 car lengths there. What a save on that! That's my move of the race so far, right there.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, the moves that we have done with people trying to overcorrect the car snaps the other way. And as we saw earlier on with Matt Harmon, he was in the wall. So for Mark Herzog, although it was a bit of a brown pants moment, he now is still running and
he's still chasing it.
Yeah, he's still going, isn't he?
He's got to calm down for a couple laps, let those tires cool off. When you slide them like that, it just throws temperature in them, and it makes it even harder to get power down. So he's got to cool it down, let the tires cool off, get back into his rhythm. He's got a long way to go, not even halfway in this race yet. You got plenty of time to get the move done, and looks like he's settling back down here. But I wouldn't try to run Pierzuni back down at this point. Just settle into your rhythm, keep Corey behind you, and keep clicking off laps here.
Yeah, Herzog's still not pitted. So he's 73 lap old tyres here as well. One pit stop, we think, for fuel, because Corey said he can go straight to the end, and that was back on lap 56. So clearly, for Herzog, he's trying to take it, 90, maybe 100, before he then decides he wants to come in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's if the one stops in play, as you see, look at Corey with fresh tire. I think this may be a tire thing here. Corey's got a little bit fresher tires on that car. He's going to dive it in on the inside here. Try to get the move done coming off of 4. Looks like Herzig's going to concede going into turn 1 there. Look back on the inside a little bit. Herzig's not really giving this up, but yeah, you see the little wiggle coming off of 2 right there. So it looks like the fresh tires, although you don't really lose lap time, they'd maybe give you a little bit more confidence, James, if anything else. A little bit more confidence on the throttle and just a little bit more grip to get the move and make it stick.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? When you get new tyres, though, the last thing you want to do is go out and think, oh, I'm on new tyres, and go and hammer it, because at the end of the day, them new tyres aren't going to last very long to the guy that pitted on lap 40 who's chilling out and taking it nice and easy. So there's always that balance, isn't there, between thinking, I'm on new tyres, yeah, party time, and go and oversteer in and scrub them off and get them hot, and then next thing you know, your tyres are shot already before you've even got 15, 20 laps.
Absolutely, it's a balancing game, but I tell you what, man, sometimes there's no better feeling in a race car when you got fresh tires on a car, especially if you do a long green flag run and those things are just screaming and there's no grip. Come in, pour fresh shoes on the car, and that thing just goes anywhere you want. It feels like a fighter jet. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, it looks like everyone's kind of settling in. Corey is slowly running down Matt here, by the way. I'm watching the interval slowly tick down. 0.4 seconds behind, about 3 car lengths back at the moment. Look how smooth Al has been looking. He's just been looking so good this race so far. I mean, the car is not twitching around. It's not jumping around. It looks under control, going down, getting all the way to the white line in the corner. smooth on his inputs here. And the gap is continuing to come down. So 9 laps to go to halfway, and slowly reeling in the leader.
Who would you be picking for a win at the moment?
I got to go with the 45 Al Corey. It's just.
Yeah, I agree. I think Al's looking strong. I'm not going to lie, and that's not because up here in the booth we've got any detrimental effect to the other 12 drivers that are racing. Just at the moment, Corey looks like he's got that car hooked up. He hasn't really had any massive moments. He hasn't seen him have a wiggle. We haven't seen him get loose. We haven't seen him put it in the wall. We just look at it. Look at it. If you go from here, and then we go to the likes of, I think it was Matt Harmon.
Oh, thinking of Matt Harmon, a little bit of a
straight away
tank slapper coming off the corner. But here's the thing: the leader's starting to catch up with some lap traffic here, and we've seen how everybody's starting to struggle. So it's one thing to run laps by yourself; it's another one to try to navigate around lap traffic and continue to run your lap, especially when they're in so close of a battle. Matt Harmon, big save there too, coming out of turn 4. He's got Gretsch on the outside of him there, but. Here's Dustin Barton rolling into turn number 2 at the point. Dustin's currently running P12. Looking back toward the leaders.
Yeah,
there's a car around in turn 4, James.
Oh, Matt Harmon.
Was it Matt? Oh, no.
Oh, man.
We saw him fighting the car a few laps ago. Let's see. Did he just get the snap oversteer? A little too much power right there. He's on the... Oh, gosh.
Man, I hope that poor Matt Harmon has not used his fast repair here because, whoa! That was Perezzini,
right
Perezzini coming around the corner sideways. And for Matt Harmon, that's not been a big end, a great end to that move, didn't it? The thing is as well, as soon as we jumped on board with him, Chris, you see it straight away. He was already loose, and he just kind of didn't give it that couple of laps for that to settle back down again before he ran that tight line where he's almost hugging the wall on the inside, and you saw it just snapped again, straight up to the top and into the wall he went. And yeah, for Matt Harmon.
The thing that's hard to watch with that is he just gave it a little bit of correction, James. He didn't do anything wrong there. He just gave it a little bit of correction, and the car just hooked.
Yep.
Maybe part of that was because he had a wheel on the apron, and it just kind of changed the geometry a little bit. But that was a nasty snap right there. He had no chance of saving that one. But well, hopefully we'll get the fast repairs in the pits now, get a couple wave rounds, get back in this race. Meanwhile, the leaders finally did pit. Herzig's in, and Perezzini was in as well. And Al Corey has inherited the lead of the race. And if we believe what he told us, he's not going to pit again. So,
yeah, well, I'll tell you one man who can tell us what's going on in that car is the man fighting with Al Corey in second place. That is Sid, who in the 19 there as well. Sid, welcome in. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, bud. So Al's already been in. He's, if you believe what Al said, he's not going to stop again. He's going straight to the end. Are you in the same boat?
I have enough fuel to make it. So we'll see how these tires hold on. The car's starting to get a little bit tight, but we're really not seeing much tire wear right now. So,
and
we'll see. Track position might be key.
Yeah, and Al said as well, he's fighting you in the championship. As long as he finishes in the top 4 and ahead of you, he's going to take that second place. So you're going to go out and try your hardest to stop him?
Absolutely. I'm trying to lead a lap right here. We'll see.
All right,
going green.
Going green, Sid. Enjoy.
Oh, Sid giving a big wiggle. I was nervous there for a second.
I was a little bit late on that one, so apologies, Sid, if you're watching it back.
But he saved it, so no harm, no foul. We're good. Sid's going to duck into P3 here. Corey, nice jump. Harcum. Oh, car around the back. Looked like it. Was that Herzig? Maybe I saw guard. Yeah.
Oh, was he helped?
Did he get a little help here, or did he just get fresh tire syndrome and get on the throttle here? We just dove it in too deep in the turn 3. Just a little kiss on the wall. It should be fine to buff out, but yeah, that is fresh tires right there. That may be in the cold tires going into the corner, having it come around like that. But yep, easy fix. We'll keep going on that, and we'll bang that out and get you back on the track there, Mark.
Yeah, because he only went in on 86 as well, so he only pitted under the last caution there. So, just goes to show that it was that tyre bit that we do talk about, and we have spoken about it a lot. And it's so weird that these tyres seem to be even okay, so let's put it into perspective, right? You know, normally you heat tires up, you overheat them, you end up doing that. Tires also can do that when they haven't got quite the right temperatures into them. So what do we think is happening? Because at the moment, you know, there's a lot of incidents that we're sitting back going, well, he's just come out of the pits here on tyres, as Herzog has. Are they overheating them earlier on, or are they not getting enough temperature into them for them to stick onto the track?
It's
I know,
this is like it's like driving a jet ski in your swimming pool. This is there's just not enough. There's not enough place for your car to have any traction. There's so much power in these cars, no matter what you do. I mean, going into the corner is probably more of a cold tire thing, but yeah, getting the power down could be a hot tire thing. But yeah, I mean, there's a window. You know, you want to get in that window. You want to drive the car within the window, but you know, there's so much weight in these cars. There's so much speed and power in these cars. It's just these tires are screaming in pain. They don't know what to do. They can't hold on anymore. So that's why you got to be careful as a driver, man. It's all part of it. Wait till the rain gets in iRacing. We're going to see stuff like this all the time.
Oh, you definitely are not going to see rain in NASCAR. Not a chance. Not in
I hope they let us do it. That'd be so much fun.
I tell you what, the only way you're going to be able to do it is be a hosted session in the rain, because I'd be very surprised if they come and drop it in. But then again, I'd be very surprised.
Look at him checking up here in the green. Wow.
Oh, Corey got him there as well, didn't he? He checked them all up. They all went and backwards and forwards, and then he's made the jump. Ben Harcum's also had a jump as well. He's on 16 lap older tyres than the man in the front of the field, 45. He's got to stay ahead of Mr. Sid Kashishian. Sid and Corey, this is the battle that will prolong this second place run here as well. So I'm going to find this interesting to see how this one turns out between Sid and also Al here.
Yeah, Al's just pulling away. Harcum not getting any favors on that top line up there. It's just not working out for him. So Sid's going to keep a nose on the inside here and try to get the move done, maybe coming out of turn 2 here. He's going to dive it into turn 1. Not really a slide job opportunity here, but maybe there is. I think Harcum got the wall right there.
Yeah, he did. He ran the outside line and hit the wall, unfortunately, for Ben Harcum. Not an ideal scenario, especially on the fact that he's on older tyres anyway here. So it's always going to be tough for him to try and manage that one.
Yeah, you're getting to the phase now, James, where you start getting some of those marbles and things kind of rolling up the track, and maybe that upper groove just doesn't have the grip because there's just so much dust and dirt and marbles up there that you just can't get the traction you need, especially mid corner. But yeah, Harcum's not going the right direction here at all, unfortunately. But look at this gaggle of car. This is dangerous here. There's a little contact. Harcum checks up. Herzog does a good job not running the back of him. And everybody does a good job there not to wreck, but I think we saw one about to happen in front of them, but they saved it somehow.
Oh. No, they did not.
Who was that? Oh, Sid, no. What happened? He comes off turn 4. Does he get the wiggles? He does. There it is.
Round he
locks
goes.
It down, tries his best. Ends up hitting all 4 corners of that race car on the inside wall.
And did it backwards and forwards.
Yeah, I hope he still got the faster pair to switch off to. I mean, you're over halfway now, about 79 laps left in the race. So come on in, get yourself a fresh race car, fresh set of tires on it, and fill it up with Sunoco fuel, and give her another run.
Yeah, well, Corey, as we know, is not going anywhere. Now, I'm wondering if Corey, I don't know if he's got like this almost sixth sense here, Chris, where he's sitting back realising that actually, do you know what? You know, that we are going to end up having cautions here. We are going to end up cooling the tyres down, because obviously when they're not running at full pace, the tyres start dropping off, right? I'm not saying he's going to be able to lower the temperatures enough to really try and help him on a pace car lap. You know, they've got literally about 2 laps, I think it is, before we get up and running straight away. But it all helps in the tyre wear situation when you're not scrubbing them tyres, trying to keep that car on the circuit.
Yeah, you don't want to push them too hard. And I mean, you see even Dustin here doing a little bit of wiggling here. I don't know how much you're going to actually lose under yellow here. The yellows are so fast that it probably puts the tires back in closer to their normal operating window, to be honest. So it's probably okay, but Yeah, there's a lot to consider, a lot to keep in mind. I mean, you know, that last restart was interesting, James, and I didn't see Al really back him up, but I saw everybody get bunched up behind them. So I don't know if Al triggered that, but he got a great launch. And I saw everybody else kind of accordioned in right out of turn 4 right there. So it might be worth watching again and see if he does something similar again this time. Of course, there's no really restart zones or anything like that here at Five Flags. So I think they pretty much go when the leader goes here.
Yeah.
Pace car pulls off, you get green, you get permission to go as long as you don't pass the pace car. So we're gonna watch the field bunch up here. About 76 laps to go here at Five Flags Speedway, and let's see what kind of restart Al gets.
Yeah, well, let's see what he does this time. Coming off that last corner, you see everybody in that 2 lines of 2. Pace car's in, he's gone already. Al has
much
gone.
cleaner.
Yeah, a lot cleaner. And he jumped so early as well, didn't he? He waited for the pace car to go in. As soon as the pace car went in, Al Corey went. And now he's leaving everybody like Grits and Barton to fight it out for that second place. And Corey's just got this clear run here, Chris. He is looking mighty strong. And Matt Harmon in chat there. Great broadcast, exciting racing. Wish he could have finished. His money's on the 45. So even he feels Al Corey's going to be strong here.
I'll tell you what, their championship leader, Kyle Gretsch, just put on a fresh set of tires about 10 laps ago, 15 laps ago, and he is just taking off. So looks like he took the fast repair. All that car looks nice and shiny and square. So he got fresh set of tires on that one, and you can see the difference on that. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, Al pitted on lap 56. That's about 50 laps ago. Oh, car around in the back.
Oh, no.
Another turn 4. Sid, we didn't give him the broadcaster's curse, did we?
Oh, I don't know. I pulled him in for an interview. Nearly missed the green flag, and then...
Yeah, that's the bumps right there. That car went in, and he just got a little bit twitchy over the bumps and tried to save it, and thankfully went back first into the wall instead of nose first into the wall like we saw earlier. But, man... it just looks so difficult to drive. So, I mean, tip of the cap to folks like Al Corey and Perzuni and these other guys that just haven't hit the wall yet. To be honest, it looks like a lot of fun to drive. To be completely honest.
Well, not that we've seen them hit a wall, Chris, and you know what I mean. Obviously, we've only got one camera view at the moment. We can't see and look at them all. But obviously, if they've come one wide and sparks have come off on the outside, then obviously they've tapped it. But I think this could be working out in Corey's favour here. I think the more yellows we get, I think Corey has got to be looking in. I think if he can get to 130, maybe 140 here on the current set of tyres he's got, and then a yellow comes out towards that stage, I think you'll see Corey dive in. And as we've said, he has looked the most planted here. He's looked the most comfortable. So this could work out all right for Al Corey here.
Yeah, I think he needs new tires. I don't know if he's going to be able to take it on. Just the speed difference with that Gretsch and Perzuni and Herzig all went by him there. I mean, I bet, yeah, track position's good too. You know, further up the field you are, the more likely you are not to be caught up in something. So maybe saving that pit stop for the next yellow flag, which by this pace is going to be at about 10 laps.
Yep, so that's about right.
We'll see how it shakes out, but I become amazed at Kyle Gretsch. I mean, look at that run. He was in an accident, 40 laps ago, 50 laps ago, and now he's leading this race with a fresh set of tires on the car. I mean, it just shows you anything can happen. It's not over for anybody.
But then again, that's why he's leading the championship, isn't it? You know, we're going to be up and running once more. Here they go. Pace car's in now as well. Gretsch gets the jump straight at the beginning. He's already gone. Here's Kyle Gretsch, Herzog, Perezzini, and Corey. So let's see how this one works out between Perezzini and Herzog here. Of course, Herzog had his own little moment on lap 90. So they've got to be a little bit more sensible here as well. I'm not saying cautious because that's really not a thing. You know, they've just got to be sensible, I suppose.
Yeah, Matt and Mark here got really close coming out of turn 2. Herzog kind of washed up the track there. It almost caught the left rear. Another yellow. That was quick. What happened there?
Oh,
it's like turn 1. Maybe a tank slapper down the front straight. Is it Sid again? Let's see what happens here. He's gonna get. Oh no! It was not his fault that time. Who was that went around there next to
Barton.
us? 13.
Yeah.
So Barton lost it out of 4. Unfortunately, just came across the nose of Sid. It's all right. You still got another, 60 laps to get it done?
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for Sid at the moment. And the reason I say that is because the last 3 times he's had some quite little hefty incidents here. If he hasn't used that fast repair, I'm hoping he's going to at some point, because otherwise his car's going to be looking and feeling pretty banged up at this moment in time, especially with the last 2 contacts on the wall there, Chris, as well. He's going to have to definitely be looking at trying to get some damage done or use a fast repair and get it all done.
Yeah, I wonder how much it even matters, to be fair, James. He didn't really hit any wheels, and if your wheels are all going the same way, you might as well not have any body work on that car on this track. So there's not really a whole lot of drag. I mean, if anything, the drag may give you more grip in the corners. We used to see that back in the day. Guys would actually take some of these tracks, they kind of hit the left front or something, some of these tracks, and give them more grip. But I don't know where it's at these days. But essentially, long story short, I think he'll be all right. Just hit what he can, repair what he can, and just keep digging, keep going.
But you're saying that, right? And you're having a chuckle to yourself as well. I was in a NASCAR race, one of the very few races I did at the beginning of the year, because that's probably the last time I actually raced. And I did hit the wall, and then my car did go considerably more controllable with damage on it than it did when it wasn't damaged at all. So,
sure, it's a real thing. Because it's, I mean, the way iRacing does the modeling of the physics is it does it based on the geometry of the tires, right, and the wheels. And if you hit the wall and you change the angle or position of one of those, it's going to recalculate your center of gravity, your geometry, all that stuff, and it changes the way the car behaves. And there are ways to exploit that. So, but we're not getting into that here. So here's a restart for you, James.
There we go now. Coming around the final corner off turn 4, it's going to be Gretsch again. He's going to go straight away there as well. Green flag up and running. Carl Gretsch out in front. Berrezzini, Herzog, and Will Jester.
Oreo car went around, turned, looked like going into turn 1. If you got any help, just see. No. Oh, he lost it out of 4. He just spun the wheels on the restart there and never gathered it up. Got a little bit of contact on the rear from somebody, but nice job there from car 70. It's Ben Harcum. Nice job from Ben, not running into him there. That was a good job to whoa that car up. But here we go again. Reset and try it again.
Well, lap 118. We went all of, well, I can't say 6 laps because 3 of them was under pace car. So we went about 3 laps, and then unfortunately it all went a little bit Pete-tongue again. So let's get it going, boys. Come on. I think this is, do you know what? This is out of all the races. This is the toughest one.
It's really my fault. Yeah, it's my fault, James. Because when you brought me in to help broadcast this awesome league, the first 3 races we did, we had 1 yellow a race. Yeah. And now the check is due. Now we're having to pay. So I apologize to everybody, but it has been a blast watching these guys race. I want to run with them next season. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Deserting me out of the booth. James, got to find somebody else. I'm off. All right. Well, cheers, Chris. I'll resign. See you later.
It looks like so much fun. It really does. So, but yeah, it looks like we're going to get another restart here. We're averaging about 10 laps a yellow here. So,
we can't say that at the moment.
We'll get better numbers. Let's see the kind of restart we get here. I can't tell if the lights are still on. I don't think they are.
Yeah,
they're not really
they are.
Yet,
I think they are. So it's still on. They go off this time around. We can't really see that under the category. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 cautions since lap 100. We went 7 laps, 5 laps, and then 6 laps. But the last, obviously, these are under pace car as well. So the caution 10 was on lap 112, got going again on 115, went out again at 118. So probably add 3 laps onto each one there. So we've got a very short run currently at the moment. And the pace car lights are still on. So, yeah.
Maybe sorting something out here with the race control. So Yeah, or somebody's in the chat giving everyone a stern talking to.
Yes, I think probably you can imagine Al's in there now and he going, boys, this is being broadcasted. Can we sort this out, please? Get it done.
We know. Look, we know it's not like this every week. This is obviously, like I said, this is a hugely overpowered car for this track.
Yeah,
and it's difficult to drive. So hats off again to the folks that keep it under control and that have a nice, shiny, straight, square car right now. But I think they're all bottling up here, James, for restart number 12.
Yeah, pace car lights are out. We're going to see it dive to the left-hand side, do a very quick 90-degree turn. Now they're going to come round again. We are off and running once more here. And now it's Gretsch out in front with Herzog coming behind him with Perezzini settled in here. The man that we've all topped for the win is in 4th place. I'm wondering if that's because poor old Sid has been responsible for the last 3 of the 4 cautions. So maybe Al's thinking, is he thinking championship positions, you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're thinking long term. I mean, you want to win the race, too. And Al had, obviously, they had the pace to do it. But I don't think he has the tires down. I mean, the top 3 have already pulled out from him down the road with those fresh tires. You see the 2 cars behind him side by side. So if I'm Al, I'm pitting here soon. Next chance I get, work up from there. But nice battle here between Harcum and Crutchley for P5 on the racetrack. Looks like Crutchley's going to settle in behind Harcum here, and everybody's going to settle down, get single file. Like, as soon as I say that, there goes Harcum. Thinking about that upper lane again. Last time he tried that, he kissed the wall a little bit. But maybe he's got the tires over Corey here, and we know that outside lane does have the grip. I don't think you can go as high as we did at the beginning of the race. But maybe you stay right below, kind of get your right side tires on that white line. You can kind of run that second lane. Might be the place to go as... looks like he's going to actually stay from behind him for now, but yeah, clicking off the laps. Oh, look, I got nose inside here. This is going to be Crutchley looking under Benson. Careful. Oh, man. Turn 4 looks like it gets really tight coming off of it. As far as just the car's washing up, yeah. But you don't want to put too much power on it because you'll spin the car out. So nice balance there. Looks like that second group of looks like Corey and Harcum maybe running down the leaders here. Or is that just my eyes playing tricks on them? They got a little bit of a gap here now over Benson. So you got 3 groups here now. I got the lead 3, 2, and then everyone behind here trying to run down. Looks like everyone's settling in. Yeah, just look at the inputs. Look how much work these. Oh, look at the difference with Sid. How much smoother Sid was compared to I think that was Crutchley.
Corey.
Was it Corey? Okay. So yeah, everybody's just clicking off the laps now and trying to settle into this final phase of the race.
Well, Sid went in on 119, so he's not on very old tyres at all here. So Sid has tried to gamble and catch up with John Crutchley, who is literally 2 cars in front there. That's Will Jester in front of us, and then Crutchley in front of that, but he's got to get to Corey, who's sitting in 5th at the moment. So Corey's gone down behind Harcum. Harcum went through. Gretsch and Herzog having a great battle up the front here as well, Chris. You know, it's all now. This is where we start thinking chess. Who's going to position their car where? Who's going to get their car into that position where when it comes into the last 10, they're in a great position?
Absolutely. And top 3, I think, are kind of doing that right now. They're just running around. Herzog looks a little aggressive in certain parts of the track, but he's not. You see, he's not going for the move here. He's just settled in right on the bumper. Perzuni's on the bumper of Herzog here. Everybody, I think they're content, kind of running just clicking their laps off at this point. Yeah, Harcum, once he got around Corey, look, he's already almost joining this party. He's not far behind these guys at all, maybe 3 or 4 car lengths back. You saw Herzog there get a little bit loose off of 4, put him on the low lane going into turn 1 right there. That's going to lose a little bit of time, drop him back about a car length from Gretsch here. Oh, Gretsch got a big wiggle. Maybe a little bit of touch. Now they're 3 wide, almost going into turn 1. Nice save there from Gretsch, but now Harcum's joined the party as well. But Gretsch is not giving this up. He's going to run that upper lane, but watch how hard Herzog drives it into the corner here. He's not going to be able to get the power off with Gretsch on the outside. Now it's a 4-car race for the lead with about 40 laps to go, James.
Yeah, it's going to be now coming into that last 40, I think, Chris. This is going to be the interesting thing now because we've got this front four. Ben Harcum's on the outside with Perezzini. Corey's now clocking in the little bit, the thousandths at a time. The thousandths at a time for Corey. He's going just touched under a second. So he's going to be involved in this front pack as well. He's bringing Benson with him here. This could be a front six fight for this victory. And I think this is going to be one of the things they're going to be looking out for.
I saw it looks like Herzig got pulled. I don't know if there was an incident there with Gretsch and maybe he got a little loose again and pulled back. But yeah, now it's Gretsch and Perezzini side by side here. Matt Harcum right behind. Yeah, you're right. As long as these guys are battling, James, Corey's going to reel these guys in. They got to get back single file. And almost going to contact them. And they drove away. Oh, gosh, that was a nice save again. Gretsch is getting his money's worth now. Everybody's trying to get by. I don't think that didn't look malicious at all. It was kind of, again, turn 4 gets very tight coming off the corner there. It kind of washed up. Look at the high lane he's running now, getting that huge run off the corner there. Man, good racing here. The final phase.
He got almost a hip check off Perezzini there, didn't he? And Perezzini was just kind of like, no, I've had enough now. The problem for Gretsch is Harcum's trying to come underneath him. Gretsch in the pits on lap 91. Corey is on the oldest set of tyres. He went in on 56. Now, I'm wondering as well, right? There was a series I'd done not so long ago, and they had 90-minute endurance in...
there he goes. He got the... I saw him drive on the apron right there. I was a little bit nervous, where he saved it that time. Thankfully, didn't get up in the wall. Got a little too much of the apron there that time, I think, James, and almost paid the price for it. But now it looks like Corey's going to try to get by him. Let's see, old tires, new tires, inside, outside. I would expect Harcum to be able to get this move back done on Corey here. But let's keep an eye on it, see what happens.
You would think so as well, wouldn't you? Now, I'm wondering if the situation was the same as what I saw in another series, where the fact that the longer you run the tyres, the better they got. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a completely different car to what we're in now. You know, we're talking, you know, a 650 horsepowered animal compared to a Radical SR10, which it was here. But is that the thing with tyres, Chris? You know, you run them until you get the marbles, then you run the marbles off and they get better as you go on. Are we...
Corey! Big save, and he still didn't lose the position. Wow. I wonder if that was Harcum just diving to the outside, trying to give him as much room as possible. But,
Corey needed it, didn't he? He needed that room there, because otherwise that could have been bad for him and Harcum.
He did, but yeah, I mean, to your point, you could wear the tires in a pattern which balances the car out. I mean, that is possible, but, you know, in theory, if you got a really oversteery car like we have here, and then you burn the right front off, well, now it's going to become more understeer. It's going to get more of a push. So, man, look at the lead Herzig is pulled on Perezzini up front, by the way. He is checked out down the road. Matt Herzig from Salinas, California, taking that 57 and just putting it in the win and not looking back. The in-and-out car, I could use a double animal style right now for sure.
Is that a burger by any chance?
That is a burger. That is a burger. We don't have them over here on the East Coast where I'm at, man, but they have them in California.
I'm so hungry.
Let me tell you. You should Google it and watch YouTube videos about it. It's good.
Yeah, but then I'm just going to drool over my keyboard and it will break or something because it will get wet and then I'll be knackered, won't I? You know what I mean? I could knackered.
I don't know what that word means. Yeah.
Broken.
Okay.
Up the creek without a paddle, Chris. Let's just put it in that perspective for you.
I do understand that reference. Very good. And that's so Matt Herzig, or Mark Herzig, is very far up the creek here, and he is checking out down the road. But yeah, look at the lead. He's continuing to extend. He actually got a little loose there and won. He looked like he maybe sent it in a little deeper and lost a little bit of time right there as well as talking about him. But he's doing what he needs to do. We got about 27 laps to go. This will go by very quickly.
Is that you trying to do maths at this time?
Could you tell?
Yeah, 27.
I was trying my best. It's been a long week. We had a hurricane yesterday. Everything's nuts. It's fine. So.
Welcome to the world of JPB. Chris Hannigan trying to do maths here as well. It was, you know, but let's get
back. Look at this math. P2, P3 going into turn 3. 24, 27 side by side. Gretsch trying to get that move done. He gets it done out of turn 4.
But
back up to P2.
These guys fighting right now. You would have thought that the two cars would go faster than one, but we're talking the difference between Daytona last week. We're talking 5 flags this week. You know what I mean? It's a different animal of a beast of a circuit. But they're watching Herzog just open up the gap. He's opening it up bit by bit by bit. And we're not talking massive amounts here, guys. We're literally talking like thousandths of a second or 2,000ths of a second or 3,000ths he's pulling out. But all of them 3,000ths have given him that 2-second lead. And still, Perezzini and Gretsch seem to be going at it here, as is Kashishian and Benson. Now, for Kashishian, he's obviously got a lot more things to deal with because he's got to try and catch this man up the road, and now Corey, who we know has only pitted once here throughout the whole race.
And you know what that is, James? That when you're slowly clicking off half a tenth a lap or so, or less than that, that's just a driver being smooth. That is a driver that has got in to that groove and that rhythm we're talking about, and they are just clicking laps off. You kind of get this tunnel vision, especially at a track like this where you're going in circles so fast. You just have focus points. You get out of the corner, look here, go in the corner, look there, and it's just you can almost get yourself dizzy as the yellow comes out. Oh boy. That changes it all. What happened there? I don't see anybody on the track.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, man, for the fans. We're doing it for the fans. What happened to, was it Corey?
No, because we were on
going
him.
to turn 3. He looks clean here.
Yeah, there's not... There's
in front of him, 24. 24 went off.
Is that Perezzini? No, it's still going.
Oh, is this live? No.
No, we're not live. We're still on a replay, but... He got, yeah, but that's...
Oh.
No.
That's for the fans right there. Check that out. That was pretty cool, but you couldn't do that again. He's still doing it, actually. He's still going.
But did it deserve a yellow?
Everybody's pitting, though. Who knows, man? Everybody's pitting, though. Everyone's coming in. Actually, no, take it back. The leader did not pit. Herzog's still out. Oh, boy.
Oh boy, and I'll tell you what we are going to do here as well, just really, really quickly. We'll have a chat with Mark Herzog, who's out in front. Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Leading the race, didn't take tyres, didn't go into the pits. Any specific reason?
Track position, but I hope I don't get run over here, you know. If I can get it and maybe keep the lead, then they got to really work to get by me, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't wreck myself trying to stay up here.
Yeah, but you've done a great job so far, sir. You've moved yourself up, now sitting in first place, up 8 places. You've got to be happy. Do you think you can hold them back?
If I can get in front of them, and then they start going side by side behind me, yeah, I think I'll be able to hang on.
All right, Mark. Enjoy yourself. I'll let you go. Looks like pace car lights will be off this lap, bud. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you go. Track position. That was it for Herzog. Track position, Chris.
And he said it. You got to get the restart. It's all about the restart right here. He's got to get the power down. Let's see. I mean, what do you do here, James? Do you go right away, or do you hold them and kind of bunch them up? I mean, if you're trying to build a gap, that's the way to do it, right? You don't go when they think you're going to go. You hold them and let everybody kind of get on the throttle, then get off the throttle. That's when you go and you build that extra, tenth or so in there, and let them battle side by side and trip over each other, and you just drive off into the sunset. So,
yep.
Ooh, man, this is. I wasn't expecting this. I thought I was going to run green all the way to the end there, right there, James. But we're going to see.
Yeah, we are going to see. But I think the interesting thing is as well for Mark Herzog, what he mentioned just really quickly is he said he hopes he don't get run over. Now the problem with that is everybody that has got into the pits and has changed tyres haven't made a massive amount of difference on the circuit. They haven't gone steaming past people. They obviously, yes, tyres is going to help, but they haven't steamed people over, have they? So, it's going to be here.
The green flag pace car was in. I missed it right there. There you go. Herzog did get a good jump, but look who's right behind him. It's Al Corey and PT. I think he might have a car going the wall. Right? He hit him. He did get run over. He called his shot, and everybody's off in turn 2. Oh, no. That's not what you want to see. He was worried about getting run over. It happened in the first turn. He even had the jump, James. So unfortunate for Herzog. He was having a great night.
Yeah, but do you know the thing is, right, with that is he said about run over. Now, I don't think he literally meant run over. I think he meant, like, you know, just them sweeping past him, and he just feels like a roadkill in the middle of a road there. You know, but I don't think he actually meant for Al Corey to come and terminate him round. I think, you know, I don't know if that's just the fact that Corey got a massive overspeed.
What happened here? Yeah, that's tires, James. That Corey had so much more speed through the middle of the corner. Everybody did, to be fair, through the middle of the corner, and just I don't know if we can watch that again. Maybe from Corey's on. Yeah, perfect, James. You read my mind. So going into turn one, look at the speed just close up, and I mean, I don't think he was not trying to hit him right there, but he had nowhere to go almost, and they hit that weird spot in the track where the wall kind of goes off, and a few more drivers were involved here too. It looks like, but. Man, that's just, you hate to see it, and unfortunately that is yellow breeding yellows right there all day.
Now, the thing I want to look out for is if you look at the natural line of where Corey's going, right? We know we've seen him drift up, right? And they're coming off the corner. He's got a massive amount of speed over the top there, but look where he's heading, to the right of Herzog's car. So did he just take too much speed into that, do you think? Or do you think do we think he would have made the corner? That would have been the biggest thing.
I think he would have made it, yeah.
The angle of his car, though, Chris, he was heading up the side of the circuit.
Yeah, but he did. That may have just been a split second, trying not to hit the guy in front of you too. He never got back on the throttle right there. I don't think. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think he didn't do anything wrong there. Just the car. It's just the speed difference to the car in front. Maybe Herzog was just being a little cautious through the middle of the corner and got run over. I mean, I don't know, but. You know,
it's tricky, isn't it, when you're looking at it and you can see
there's a lot of ways to slice that. There's a lot of ways to think about that, and you know, the way I've always kind of fallen back, and this is not a knock on Corey at all, and I'm sorry, but you know, Darrell Waltrip said a long time ago, man, you got to be responsible for the front of your car.
Yep.
So if you get, he couldn't have anticipated that. That was the first lap, you know, first corner. I mean, second corner, then you have something to expect. So. That's just racing, man. That's unfortunate for both those guys. But look who it put up front. Some guys that haven't been up front all night. We got Perezzuni and Jason Benson up there. Kyle Gretsch still hanging around the party. This time the car's got a few more dents on it, but he's still hanging out, having a good time. And I think we're about to go racing, James.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be up and we're underway with 11 to go here. I think this could be the final time unless something drastic happens. One of the interesting things is Corey is now behind Kashishian. He stayed in front of him all night until that caution with 10 to go. It's going to be over in less than about 170 seconds. If it runs green, it hasn't.
Almost an incident there between